You know, the difference between an aquaponic system that's absolutely thriving and one that just fails? It's not about having a special green thumb. It really comes down to mastering three specific hurdles that trip up almost everyone when they're starting out. Today, we're going to break down exactly what they are and, more importantly, how you can get past them. Let's do it. You've got that picture in your head, right? Fresh veggies, maybe some herbs, a perfect little ecosystem humming along right in your own space. But sometimes the gap between that dream and what's actually happening can feel, well, huge. The good news, it's not as complicated as you think. It's really just about knowing what to watch out for. And that's exactly what this is all about. We're going to give you a simple three-part game plan for success. We'll talk about how to get your plants into the system without making a total mess, how to handle pests without hurting your fish, and how to give your plants the kind of light they need to really take off. So let's jump right into the first one. Okay, our first hurdle. This is a classic beginner's mistake, and it's all about how you add plants to your system. It sounds so simple, but believe me, trying to bring soil into a water-based system, it's a recipe for disaster. So let's talk about the right way to do it. So you basically have two options here. On the left, you've got the old school soil method. This means you have to painstakingly wash every single bit of dirt off the roots. It's messy, it's risky, and you can easily damage the plant. But the option on the right, using soilless plugs, it's clean, it's simple, and honestly, it's a total game changer for aquaponics. So what are these magical soilless plugs anyway? Well, they're actually pretty ingenious. They're typically made from stuff like peat or coconut fiber, and it's all held together with a bit of natural latex. This creates this perfect little self-contained starter for your seeds. And the best part? When it's time to transplant, you just pop the whole thing into your system. No mess, no fuss, no stress. All right, on to our second big challenge, pests. And let's just be really clear about this. It is not a matter of if you'll get pests, it's a matter of when. Even in a super clean indoor grow space, they will find a way. The secret to winning this fight is being ready for them before they even show up. I want you to remember this number. 4. This number represents the 4 horsemen of the indoor growing apocalypse. These are the pests you are almost guaranteed to face at some point. And here they are. This is your most wanted list. You know, knowing your enemy is half the battle, right? Well, these are the 4 you absolutely need to be able to identify. Let's meet the crew. Okay, say it with me. Thrips, aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. Just burn those names into your brain. This is the big 4. Your job is to be on patrol, to spot them early before a tiny problem turns into a massive infestation. Now, these little guys are sneaky. They aren't just going to hang out on top of the leaves waving hello. You have to go looking for them. Always check the undersides of the leaves and right in that little nook where the leaf meets the stem. Make it a habit every time you check on your plants. So you did your inspection and you found pests. Uh-oh, your first instinct is probably to run out and get some kind of spray. But hold on, in aquaponics, it is not that simple. Anything you spray on your plants has the potential to get into your water, and that could be deadly for your fish. It's a really delicate balance. This right here is so important. Just because a pesticide says organic on the bottle does not mean it's fish safe. A lot of organic pesticides are still toxic to aquatic life. You have to be so careful and research every single product before you even think about using it near your system. The good news is, you do have options. Things like insecticidal soaps and horticultural oils can definitely work, but you have to use them carefully. My personal favorite? Beneficial insects. You're basically releasing a tiny army of good bugs to hunt down the bad bugs, but whatever you choose, the number one rule is always do your homework first. And that brings us to our third and final hurdle, one that every single indoor grower has to figure out: light. The sun is incredibly powerful, and trying to replicate that indoors can be tricky. Without good, strong light, your plants aren't just going to grow slow, they're going to show you they're unhappy. And the number one sign of a light problem is a phenomenon called stretching. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Your plants get all long, thin, and spindly. They're literally stretching toward the weak light source. It's a plant that's not thriving, it's just trying to survive. I mean, the difference is just night and day. On the left, you see that weak, stretched out plant. It's not going to produce much for you. But on the right, with great lighting, the plant is strong, it's stout, it's putting all its energy into growing healthy leaves and fruit, not just searching for light. That's the goal. Okay, so let's put it all together. Here's your checklist for success. 1. Start your plants the clean way with soilless plugs. 2. Always be on the lookout for the big four. 3. If you do find pests, only use fish-safe methods to deal with them. And 4. Give your plants the strong, powerful light they need to avoid stretching. See, these 3 things, they aren't impossible roadblocks. They're just part of the journey to becoming a really good aquaponics grower. And now you have the knowledge. You have the game plan to handle them. So the only question left is, are you ready to get growing?